I think it's important that you tackle every day with the right attitudes.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of us are always feeling well, but I do think the way you approach the day can make a big difference. And I must say, what motivates me on a daily routine is actually the team.
Of occupation or life skills that they have. And this morning I have another person who just loves what they do and loves where they work and love who they are becoming. I have the Dulux Namibia General Manager. I have Schalk Burger, who's joining us for this morning's Royal Hustler. He has experience in a wide variety of areas in the corporate world, such as extensive internal auditing, limited forensic investigation, management, financial training, marketing. And this is just a few. There's a lot more to his resume than just that. And he also boasts leadership skills within various leading franchises within the country. And I'm very fortunate to have him in studio. Good morning.
Good morning, Sue. It's lovely to be here.
No, it's lovely to really have you here. Like I said, your resume is, sir.
Thank you. You're making me blush.
Yeah, I just need to know the man behind the resume. So take us back to your childhood.
Awesome, Siba. No, I'm fortunate. Yes, I'm a Namibian through and through.
Yeah.
So I grew up here, stayed off primary school, and lovely time there. Then went to high school. Awesome. Also the Namibian vibe and mixing with the people there. I think it was great for my development. And then I went to South Africa.
Okay.
I studied a little longer than I should, but it was fantastic. I must say, I had the opportunity. I had a bursary with Ernst & Young, so I had the opportunity to study there and came back. And I must say, Namibia is a wonderful place. I'm glad to be back. I think Namibia has got opportunity for young people, unbelievable. I think more so than anywhere else. So I also did some stints in South Africa and different parts of the world, also New York. And I must say that Namibia is the one and only place. I'm so glad to be back here. And this is my country. This is my home.
It really is. You're talking about primary school just being around the corner here because we're in Southern Industrial. So Cederhof is just here, nearby. So as you were growing up, running around, causing a mock, what was your biggest dream?
So yes, when I was younger, I loved sports. I still do, although I put on a few pounds. But sports was quite an ambition of mine, and I liked everything from athletics straight through to cricket and rugby and karate and tennis. So I must say, and I was fortunate enough to have a lot of nice coaches, and which also developed me along the way. And ambition was back in the day was definitely sports.
Okay.
And luckily over time that also developed into different ambitions for me as I grow up into the business world.
Yeah.
So, but definitely when I was younger, I wanted to do sports for a living. I think like most young people do, and I think sports played obviously a great role in developing me, and also it's an important part of life.
And it shapes you quite beautifully, and it helps you be a disciplined individual, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. I think a lot of the lessons that I learned through sports, you can't always. Things don't always go your way. You have to bounce back. There's sometimes team sports. We have to work together. So there's principles in sports that I think can be pulled through to life, and it's crucial. I think all individuals, all young people must make sure that they do sports. Me having little ones, also obviously pushing them to do sports, and it's ultimately not for just winning, but it's for the lessons that's learned through sports.
Speaking about those lessons, we're going to touch on them in just a couple of seconds. First, 5 seconds of summer with What I Like About You. FM, your inspiration station. It's Siba and Mo in the morning. You're tuned into the Royal Hustler. We have Dulux Namibia General Manager Schalk Burger joining us, and that just fading away in the background was 5 seconds of summer. I said what I like about you, and what I like so far really about Schalk, his attitude and his happy disposition. He's such a positive person, and his energy just is ricocheting in studio, and I love it. And we ended things off on lessons learned along the way. Schalk, what gives you that daily boost and that daily motivation? Because like I said, you have such a happy disposition about you.
Sibi, thank you very much. I must say, I think it's important that you tackle every day with the right attitudes.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of us are always feeling well, but I do think the way you approach the day can make a big difference. And I must say, what motivates me on a daily routine is actually the team. So from home, my kids, my family. In the morning I leave home, and then I come to work, and there's lovely people there, and I draw inspiration from them as well. I know we all have our own struggles, and just to see the endeavorness and the grit these people show, to tackle every day, it makes my heart warm, and it makes me feel that I need to do more. So I always say, let's be positive. Let's put a smile on the face. I think that costs nothing, but it can make a huge difference in someone's life. So that's the way I tackle every day.
I want to touch on the beautiful career that you have and everything that you have learned. I mentioned auditing, forensic investigation, marketing, financial training, management. What made you acquire all of this, and how did you go about it?
Like I said, I was fortunate. I think it started from a young age. I was in good schools. I think Sederhof and Windhoek School, it gave me the platform that I needed, and I think in Namibia, if you grab the opportunity, and I think I was lucky enough to get a few opportunities in life, and I say you need to grab those opportunities with both hands. Yeah. So I think it's a rare thing. I was a little bit lucky in life. You need a little bit of luck as well. I got the bursary to study in Stellenbosch, which also broadened my horizons quite significantly. And then, as I mentioned, through sport as well, I got the opportunity to travel a little bit, which also I think gives you a different perspective in life, and just make you see things and appreciate home a little bit more. Yeah. And just to understand that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. I think that also brought back a personality change in me to say, listen, you are in this country and there's a lot of opportunities. Let's see how we can utilize them effectively. So I think all of that played a role, and I was lucky enough to obviously have great people that mentored me along the way.
Earlier you had alluded to the fact that when you went to South Africa, you studied longer than you would have anticipated. And even when you were talking about sports, you mentioned that not everything always goes according to plan. Now, on those days or those years when things didn't go according to plan, how did you keep your eye on the ball, or on the goalpost, as they say?
Okay, so I think that's always important. I think breaking down life and task into smaller steps is important. So breaking it down, putting minor goals, because otherwise it can be too big. And then I think the other thing is you need also to expect that things don't go according to plan. I think I check in the economic environment these days, you can have a great plan, but there will be coming, like COVID, there will be something coming along that shakes up the plan. And I think then you need to make sure that you actually prioritize and execute. So a setback like that, I was also fortunate to have a nice support system. I think that's also something that I can be grateful for. Family, friends that supported me when there was a little bit of a setback, and then motivate you again to go ahead.
I love that. Finally, any life or career advice that you would like to share with our listeners?
Oh, yes, I'm still learning as well. Yeah. Please, I always take, but one thing that I see is that Namibia is a small country, and I think in the sense that we are all about the people, and I think it's important that you make sure that you build yourself a respectable name. So always try to act with integrity. Make sure that you go out every day and try and improve yourself. I think that's another thing that's important. And then just keep working, keep highly motivated, stay highly motivated, keep your eye on the prize, and take it day by day. Don't try and do big things, try and do small things all the time. I think that's just some of the words I think that help me, and I hope that they can help some of the people in Namibia.
No, definitely they will. Thank you so much for coming through. I love how not just well spoken, but I feel like you do this for a living as well. This interview thing, we need to get you on a podcast. Schalk, you have even though you say you're still learning, as we all are, but your wise words of wisdom, really, it's just, man, I need to draw from that well more often. So I'm planning on putting you on a podcast.
Thank you, Sylvia. I appreciate the kind words, and thank you to your team. I think you guys are running. I like the energy in here. When you guys came around the office as well, it was amazing to see. There's Namibians that embrace it, and yeah, you guys are definitely hustlers in your own view.
Yeah, thank you for coming, Schalk.
Thank you very much.
And that was your royal hustler, Dulux Namibia General Manager. It's Schalk Burger. And here are three things for me that stood out in what he said. Not only actually three, a couple. First, he said, if you're feeling overwhelmed, just break it down in small little pieces, because that really, really does help, right? Secondly, I expect for things not to go your way, because then you're mentally prepared for it. It's like, I knew this was not going to happen, so how do I now maneuver? And then he talked about prioritizing and executing, right? So what is the most important and urgent thing right now, and how do I get it done? And my goodness, the last point that really hit home with me is improve yourself. Improve yourself.